What's going on, Jeromes? Of course, we focus on the 7-2 Minnesota Vikings, but some stuff and some things and stuff took place around the league. So here's a quick little recap what the hell went on week 10. Thursday night. I feel like some of the Thursday night games have been bangers. Some, not so much. But Ravens outlast the Bengals 35-34, and all the controversy. Should they have gone for it? Should they have not? Was there a penalty on the last play? Probably, blah, blah, blah. But a couple takeaways. Number one, Jamar Chase is a dude, man. Three touchdowns and just completely destroyed or made your fantasy football week, depending on if you played against or with him, right? And Joe Burrow out there slanging that rock. Lamar Jackson is legitimately the MVP. I feel like he's clearly 1-1 right now, but I mean, this is a fun game. The Ravens, inconsistent defensively, but offensively, like, they're going to have that firepower. And once they get Deontay Johnson up to speed, they're going to be good to go. Bengals have to basically win out. I think that at least 10, 11 wins is going to be what it has to be for a playoff run. So we'll see there. Then the across the pond, where we go? Across the pond. I don't know why we do this to Germany. Like, hasn't Germany suffered enough? They kind of deserved it, but the Panthers, the 2-7 Panthers became the 3-7 Panthers, and the Giants lost again. Giants currently hold the number one spot in the 2025 NFL draft, and I don't know, like, this game was. I was trying to think of a game that had like zero sizzle. This was that. Even before the season started, it's just like, okay, Carolina and Daniel Jones and the Giants, not Guten Tag. Not nine is what Germany should have said. But Chuba Hubbard had himself a big day after his big time contract. Bryce Young winning streak, 2 in a row for Mike Yo. And you feel bad for Tyrone Tracy with the fumble in overtime, setting up the game winning field goal for the Panthers. But it helped keep them in the number one spot. Giants fans are happy with Tyrone Tracy, man. Like, they're gonna build him a statue. And on one hand, you feel bad for Giants fans because there's been so much misery. But then you remember they've won 2 Super Bowls in the last 2 decades, including 2 against Tom Brady. And also they're most likely Yankees fans, so screw them. Speaking of Brady fans, so the Patriots, on the road. Gerard Mayo and company get a nice win, 19-3 over the Bears. Now, the Bears, we knew that they were frauds. They're playing like frauds. They were exposed as frauds. Only the national media jabroni haircuts were selling us a bill of goods like, Caleb Williams, Super Bowl, week 1. The offensive line is bad. The weapons are lazy and bad. Caleb Williams is bad. Defensively, they're aight, but they're not that great. And I don't know, they just got shredded. It was like it was so funny watching the coverage of this game in the second half. Like, the Bears had zero chance to win. And it was only a 13-3 game. But just the tone of the beat writers, that the Bears were never in danger of winning this ball game, which for that we thank you. I got the Bills on the road against the Colts. Colts made this a game, but ultimately the Bills took over, and Josh Allen. So Josh Allen had 2 picks, sort of a whatever game. But I feel like there's plays that only Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson can make. And they sort of get washed out because Patrick Mahomes. But the Bills moved to 8-2. Colts 4-6. Colts said that they're going to roll with jumping Joe Flacco, but yeah. Then, how do the Chiefs keep getting away with this? So the Broncos and stupid ass Sean Payton, they had the Chiefs dead to rights. A little 35-yard chip shot field goal. It got blocked. It's frustrating, man. But it's another one of those things where the Chiefs do just enough to win, and they get credit because of what they've done, versus if another team plays poorly and slightly wins, they get 0 credit. But that's just the way the world works. But Chiefs are 9-0, and Falcons. Leave it to Kirk Cousins to throw short of the sticks on the last play of the game. But the Saints break their 7-game losing streak. Darren Rizzi got himself his first dub as interim head coach. And, I mean, Bijan ran wild in this game. MVS, 3 for 109-2. Who knew that MVS was going to be the second highest scoring wide receiver in PPR this week? It's kind of insane, man. But the Saints hold serve at home. And also, Saints-Falcons is low-key one of the strongest rivalries in the NFL because the fan bases and the teams do not like each other. They just don't. The Niners and the Bucks. So it was funny because the Niners had so many issues. They missed 3 field goals because their long snapper, holder, kicker were messing up. Debo on the sidelines putting the long snapper in a chokehold, trying to go all Ted Nugent on this thing. And the Bucs were just like, I don't know. But yeah, Purdy wasn't great. George Kittle definitely took over, respect. And Bucky Irving for the Buccaneers had a good game. I love that Baker had the most Baker play ever. So he stiff-armed Bosa on like 4th and 7 and threw a 4th down conversion. That's something only Baker Mayfield can do, man. But the Bucs, I don't know where the Bucs go from here. Like, I know that they're banged up, but this was a game that they needed to win, and they had in the bag. And the Niners, I mean, Christian McCaffrey is not looking spry. Like, he looks like Tin Man out there, man. So I don't know. I got the Steelers and the Commies. This became an instant classic, and there's a lot of controversy. Was Ertz past the line to gain? Was he not? No, but the Steelers get done on the road, and maybe this whole Russell Wilson thing is actually going to work out. I don't know, but Jaden Daniels did his Jaden Daniels thing. Scary Terry had himself a big game, but ultimately wasn't enough. But this is a hell of a clash. Like, this is a really good ball game. I got the Vikings. This is not a good ball game. Well, it was a great game for the defense and a great game for all the offensive pieces besides Sam Darnold. But Darnold has to get his ish together. And the Vikings, 2 weeks in a row, playing down to competition, you can't do that, right? If you do that against a winning team, you're cruising for a bruising. But the Vikings do move to 7-2 on the season. Hawkinson had himself a big-time game, and we'll just go from there. Also, I was just really happy to poop on Mac Jones' homecoming. That was it. Tennessee Titans on the road. I mean, this is a lot more one-sided than the final score. The Chargers just held serve. I mean, the Titans had some nice moments, sure, but I mean, it's interesting that Will Levis showed a little bit of life since the Vikings do play in Nashville next week, but Calvin Ridley caught 2 touchdowns as well. But, I mean, the Chargers are just – there's nothing really that stands out about the Chargers. They play good defense. They can run the ball. They're physical. They'll punch you in the face. I mean, that's the Harbaugh way. So there you go. Eagles put the bang thing on the Cowboys. The Cowboys are just bad. I think they had 38 yards net passing, which is just we Vikings fans, we have to thank our lucky stars that we have Nick Mullins and not Cooper Rush, because Cooper Rush is inert unless he's playing a Mike Zimmer defense. How did the Vikings lose to Cooper Rush? Was it 2020, 2021? Doesn't matter. But the Cowboys are just bad. And also, it was so funny, like the whole light glare from JEROME World. Do you want to put up some curtains? No, it's fine. It's ridiculous. But the Eagles, I don't know what you can tell from this game about the Eagles. I mean, they struggled at times against the Zimmer defense in the first half. They got things going in the second half because they kept getting good field position. And Saquon is just the dude. Jalen Hurts had himself a couple touchdowns. A.J. Brown is A.J. Brown. So, I mean, the Eagles, they're either the best bad team or the worst good team. So somewhere in there. And Dallas is just done. I mean, without Dak, they're done. I feel like CeeDee Lamb is just going to put a stamp on the season, mail it in. I mean, they should have traded Micah Parsons at the deadline. Don't know. Cardinals effectively end the Jets season. So this is it's almost more insulting that the Jets won last week so that they didn't sell at the trade deadline. So now, Jets fans, you have a 41-year-old quarterback who held your team hostage. You have a bunch of expiring contracts. You have a very old team, and you're not guaranteed to be at the top of the draft. So it's a bad time to be a Jets and Giants fan. Kind of is, man, but you guys deserve it. Screw them. For the Cardinals, I mean, hey, Kyler Murray. Yeah, Kyler, when I didn't start him in fantasy, just goes off because I was mad at him for last week. But he does that. Trey McBride looked good. Marvin Harrison caught a touchdown. Basically, the Jets got their asses kicked. So respect there. Also, Sunday Night Football. I am viscerally upset with the stupid Houston Texans. You had a 23-7 lead at halftime, and you just let them just tiptoe back in. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, and you can't win. Absolutely ridiculous. C.J. Stroud, this entire offense, the defense, Titus Howard trying to strip sack C.J. Stroud. Everyone needs to be taken to task. Frankly, I think that they should contract this team. Go back to 31 teams. You're done. This is pathetic. Like, how do the Lions keep getting away with this BS? right? We just needed a little bit of help. We just need just a smidgen of help, but no, because of course the Lions find a way to claw their way back, pun intended, goof through 5 interceptions, and then all of a sudden the Texans forget how to score, and then all of a sudden Jake Bates hits from the frickin' moon, and Kai Fairbairn, the stupid Texans kicker, who it was kind of annoying because every single time you play against Kai Fairbairn in fantasy, like, 60-yarder, bang, 58-yarder, bang. Just, it's ridiculous. Like, we need help to get back into this race, man. This did not help. Stupid Texans and your stupid faces and your stupid everything. I hate everything